Good? Okay. What's up? We're back. We got Euphoria. I am, again, same day as the Maisel review. That's why I same hat, same shirt. Sorry, let me get myself situated here so you can see me. As usual, highlights and lowlights. I have less highlights than lowlights here. Sorry, I gulp really loud. And this is unfortunate because it's the finale. Take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. This is going to be for episodes 7 and 8. I'm doing them together because they kind of made them a tandem thing where they did a part 1, part 2, and I thought that would just make it easier to review them as one, because really most of my opinions are just going to be on episode 8, which is the same kind of story, but just more finally happens. And again, take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt, because this is a very well-made show. It's super high quality. It's A24, which first TV show I've ever seen. It's A24, and there's so much good about the show that the gripes I have are really just because I think it could go further and it just stalls out whenever it has the opportunity. So again, I'm not saying I hate the show by any means when I say anything bad. I just have passionate opinions because I want it to just be that go that extra mile, because I know it can. And I just feel like there are moments it didn't. So let me get into specifics. I'll start with the highlights. Last scene of Fez's with Ash. I think if you're watching this video, you obviously know what happens. When Ash dies, the way they do that entire scene is insane. So good. That is what we've been waiting for all season from Euphoria, that kind of thing to happen. They've been building up to it. Not to say there shouldn't have been more, but I think what they did with Fez to close it out was heartbreaking, but a really good way to tie off Fez's story this season, I think. I do think they could have done even more than him, but I think because he's a supporting character, they did as much as they could have without putting a little too much light on him. I say that after having time to sit with it. Originally, I wanted more, but I actually think they did really well with Fez this season. Transition shots in episode 7 specifically. Episode 8 just had less of them because there was too much going on, but episode 7 with the transition shots during the play and like intertwining them with the events that they're based on was really, really cool for me.
Preach.
Thank you. That just goes hand in hand with the directing overall was really good. And layout of Lexi's play in episode 7 specifically I really liked. And we'll get into the backside, the kind of backslide of that in the lowlights of it. But I liked it for episode 7 that they did her play because they were kind of building that up in her story, that was kind of her big point. Okay, lowlights. Elliot's 3-minute song. I think anybody who watched that is kind of confused at who thought that was a great idea.
Yes.
We got the point like 20 seconds in, and then when it hit like almost a minute, you were like, okay, like is something going to happen? And then 3 minutes later, you realize we just got the whole song, and they have the audacity to write in the line, "I'm not finished, I'm still working on it." I don't know how long the song's supposed to be, but that was enough. And also, I mean, even just down to the shots of that song, it's like they didn't even try to make it interesting. They just showed the same shot of both characters. And like poor Zendaya had to show like the same range of emotion, because how many different emotions do you feel listening to one song? I mean, that's a bad question because I feel a lot, but it's like she could only do so much. Oh, Alexa's about to come in. Ready? What's up? So not only that, then we have the no, you're good. Real casual. Not ending on, I'm reviewing
Euphoria.
That's right.
Euphoria.
Not ending on Fez for the last scene I had problems with, just because that was definitely the most interesting part of the episode. So to kind of drop that mid-episode and then not do anything crazy following up on that was not my favorite. I think that I was passionate a lot about a lot of this when I first watched it, which is why it's good that I kind of took the night. But I still stand strong on that. I think that was just a bad choice, and I would say it's in bad taste to finish on anything but that, when that was definitely the one thing that stuck with people. Overindulgent writing. I think me and everybody I was watching with, all 2 of them, were comparing it to Malcolm and Marie, which is kind of the downside of Levinson's writing. I think he can get really indulgent and kind of get to a point and then past the point, and he does that in this episode, which is disappointing, especially when you're following up something like the Fez scene, and then you have a lot of like convoluted dialogue to follow that up, because then people are already not really buying it. That being said, the ending drags. I had that written. Then the backside of Lexi's play, episode 7, it's really cool. I think Lexi's play spanning the entirety of episode 8 not only gets a little old, but then also doesn't make much sense, because they start like paralleling her play with scenes, especially at the end, with like scenes that are happening post-play, which is just weird for me, if nothing else. I don't know. And then that just goes on with, I think there's just a lot of inconsistencies in the episode. I'm not going to go into detail about it because it's just a lot. And if you watch it, I'm sure you know that. Overall for the season, because this was the last episode, or episodes, I think season 1 was better. A lot of good things to build off of from the season going into season 3, which has now been confirmed to release in 2024. So we're all gonna forget that by the time we it gets to that. It's gonna be a while, but hopefully that means that it's not just a Zendaya doesn't have time to shoot until then, and it's more of a they want to be able to really dig into all this and do it right, because they really pushed out season 2 pretty quick. But I think season 3 could have done more, but they did enough. RIP to Ashtray. And that's it. Season 2 of Euphoria is over. That's my last review. It could have been better. That's my overlasting opinion. Bye.